Hey everybody, thanks for jumping in with me today. We're going to open up and we're going to read out of the book of Hebrews. And I'm going to read starting in chapter 12, verse 1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne. I love this passage right here, and I so relate to it because when I was in high school, I was a racer. I loved to run track. It was my life. I was a sprinter in track, so I get this idea of a race. And we need to understand that that's what the life of a believer is. It is a race. But we don't run alone. We don't run by ourselves. We're actually surrounded by a cloud of witnesses, it says in Scripture, who are rooting for us and cheering us on as we run this race. And I love what the writer says. He says, look, let's strip off everything that slows us down, especially sin, especially the sin that trips us up. And as a sprinter, I remember when on race day, I would not even wear socks. Everyone hated it. My spikes stunk because I would not wear socks because I thought my socks were going to slow me down. Too much weight, too much wind drag. I mean, I was in it to win. And that's what this writer is saying. We need to be in it to win. Strip off everything that slows you down. And he says, especially the sin that easily trips us up. Now, we get that. We get that our sin will slow us down. I want to get to that in a second. But he says, strip off everything that slows you down, especially sin. In other words, there are things that will slow you down in life that are not sinful. It might be going after good things of life, but not the great things that God has for you. It might be having your priorities mixed up. It might just be really making your life all about striving for comfort. That all you're going after is the comfortable life. While that might not necessarily be sinful, it is not going to get you to win the race. It's going to slow you down for the race that God has set up for you. Every sprinter knows that the second you turn your head off the finish line, you look to the left or to the right to see where you're at in the race, you have lost the race. You do not take your eyes off the finish line or you will lose. And it's the same in this race of faith when we look to our left and look to our right and go, well, what else is out there for me? Maybe I don't want to be running just straight ahead right now in this race that God has for me. You're going to slow down and lose this race. And then the writer says, and let's take off this sin that so easily trips us up. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, what do you think I've been literally trying to do for most of my entire life? I've been trying to get rid of this sin, and I can't seem to do it. How do I do it? Well, the beautiful thing is, this is good news and bad news, I guess, is you can't do it. You can't do it on your own. You don't have the power within you to get rid of the sin that so easily ensnares you. So how do you do it? Well, the writer here literally tells us this is what we do. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus. Too often we put our eyes on our own sin, right? We're so focused in on our sin. We're so focused in on me and what I need to do to take care of this issue that I can't seem to do it. I think we live our lives in this way, right? We go, okay, I know I got to have God first, and then I got to have my family second, and then friends third, and then work goes in there. And through all of this, I need to figure out how to get rid of this sin that's on me. See, that makes it about us. That's not how we live our lives as a believer. What we need to do is keep our eyes on Jesus. That's it. When we keep our eyes on Jesus, all of a sudden, my family can fall into the right priority, right? I become a better father. I become a better husband when I keep my eyes on Jesus. See, do you get it? Jesus is the prize. And when we can keep our eyes on Jesus, those things that slow us down, that sin that easily entangles us and trips us up, falls away. Today, I want to encourage you, don't stress about all of these things that you're trying to do, the sin that you're trying to battle. Whenever you feel that coming on, keep your eyes on Jesus. Love you guys. Have a great day.